Hi, everybody.
Fair.
So it begins.
Welcome to another Friday of Roll for Initiative, where we talk about nerdy things and pit them against each other, depending on who won last week and decided the topic that we were going to debate. Cucumber won last week. As you can see, he has the 11th Doctor's sonic screwdriver next to him. And he chose the topic of which Lord of the Rings character would be the best pit fighter. And so we have
pit fighter. We were talking about ground rules earlier, right before we went live. So we're thinking they get weapons, but if they magic boys and magic girls, they don't get their powers. We're talking just like fisticuffs, maybe a blade, something like that.
Yeah.
Like one weapon.
Gladiator fight. Yeah.
like
Well,
Eowyn
you
is
wouldn't
not
part
gonna...
an old man with from his walking stick, so maybe Gandalf gets to.
Mhm.
I mean, he gets the staff, but not any of the powers that come with the staff.
Okay, look, if he's gonna pick one of
But
them,
does he
he's
get
gonna
the
take
staff and the
Glamdring.
sword? Or just
Tell you what,
the staff?
we'll argue for either weapon when we get there.
There you go.
But
Fair.
you're not if you can't use magic, the staff is fucking worthless.
Are you kidding me? He'll whack the
Next
crap
to
out of you with
Glamdring?
that staff.
The fucking goblin cleaver. No, sorry, Orcus the goblin cleaver. Glamdring, shit. What was Glamdring? Glamdring, the foe hammer. The foe hammer. Y'all, this is my language. I live here. I should have changed sweaters today. I didn't change sweaters today. I'm gonna go get my sweater.
Wait, you have a Lord of the Rings
okay.
sweater?
Oh,
Yeah,
That
is
will
it-
make me so happy
All right.
if he comes
Okay,
back
yeah, we're
with the Lord of
pausing
the
for
Rings.
that.
All right. Well,
I don't
okay.
have time to change. It's really a ritualistic
It
process.
is a
but
process.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, so
Make
we
it
need to
cucumber.
stall for that amount of time.
Just take me 2 seconds. Shut up.
Anyway, rules. Remember to vote before you comment because it'll count your vote as your comment as your vote. So
Yeah.
make sure you put numbers before you comment on who your favorite is.
Yes, and the polls are actually working today. The website is up. So
This is my sweater. This was handmade by Cam Crochets. Same as the one I'm wearing right now, but I just haven't changed into it yet. I love it so much.
I love it.
My
Wrap it
favorite.
around your neck.
It's so beautiful.
Tie it like a bib.
Meow.
Zoom.
oh man.
My dog gets the zoomies too.
Is Cucumber the dog of this show right now?
Fuck you. No.
You.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, that's my-
that's like a
I'm
cardigan.
ready for lobster. Let's go.
Awesome. It
Nice.
kind of looks like an owl too, like now with it crinkled. And
An owl?
yeah,
An owl?
eyes, bright eyebrows.
The sign.
What kind of dead owls are you looking at?
All right.
Yeah. So,
Megovanen, everybody. Megovanen.
so the way that this all works out is we go bracket by bracket and we roll dice to see who gets the opening argument. And so for the first one, it's Pippin Took versus Gollum, and we'll roll our dice and we'll see who gets to go first. At the very end of this all, after we've had you vote through everything to go on to next rounds, we'll have a master debater winner, and who gets to decide is the next week's topic. And
I'm a 14.
you got a
11.
14.
I got a 4.
I got a 9.
All right, cucumber.
Okay. I already forgot.
Okay.
So, Peregrine Took is a fool. He's a curious guy, but he's also just too earnest and sweet to survive a pit fight. Like, Gollum is just too sneaky. He'll like throw sand in Pippin's eyes and then like eat his neck or something. Like, if Gollum's purpose is like his only goal is to fucking murder you, he'll fucking murder you.
True.
He'll eat you. Like, he would just full on eat Pippin, and Pippin would not.
And sing a song about it.
Yeah, they might actually
Like,
sing songs at each other. That would be like their taunts. Pippin would sing like,
It's like the riddle challenge, but it's songs now.
and then Gollum would just sing some shit about fish.
Yep.
Fair.
And
Dun, dun, dun.
And yeah, I mean, there's not much to this one. Gollum he survived in the Lonely Mountain by fucking eating orcs and shit. Like, he is very well equipped. So not
Yep.
just fishes, but orcses. So
I agree.
He's very scrappy, yeah.
it's ferocious.
Even with a weapon, I don't think Pippin would win. Like, Gollum will throw a rock at your face, and while you're distracted trying to evade that, he already jumped on you and like bit you in the neck or something.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, Pippin.
And Pippin mostly takes like cheap shots. Even like if we're going film Pippin, he mostly takes cheap shots. Like an orc is like sprinting after Gandalf and he stabs it in the back. I'm like, oh, real nice, Pippin.
I
What's up?
I see what you're talking about.
Huh?
Paul,
There it
his
is.
Paul is weird.
Looks super.
There.
There it
I
is.
fixed it.
Ooh, you broke it.
You
Hey,
broke
son,
it.
like
I'll start it over again because I think Valen was like, "No, that's not what I wanted." All right, I'm restarting it, guys. It's
just,
okay.
Just start again.
Yeah.
Restarting.
Take
Get
it.
your numbers ready, everybody.
Sorry. For some reason, the layers got switched around in the thing, so that was fun.
It's
No,
okay. You
it
broke
took
it.
a
You just need to
second.
tell us that you broke it. It's okay.
Okay, I broke it.
How dare you?
Dare I?
Ugh.
Unacceptable.
No, I feel like Boo would be like, "Yeah, I can do this," and get into and like run in, and then see Gollum, and Gollum would go like, "Ah!" and he'd be like, "No way!"
Gyro guy. No, not quite. He was similar to a hobbit. He was not exactly a hobbit, but he was a little folk. So yeah, he wasn't a full size man.
He
He was
was
just
he was like a hobbit. He was
Yeah.
similar.
Like
Yeah.
third cousins.
he's like pre-evolution. He's like the fish with the legs of hobbits.
And also, Xiao Jordan, thank you for the sub. I'm sorry we missed notification when it came through like that.
Oh, thank you for the sub. And that's Chow.
Ciao.
How?
Ciao. You
Ciao.
bet.
What did you
Yeah.
You
say?
bet.
What did
he
you
said? He said Xiao.
Because I am a terrible person.
Xiao.
Yeah.
Yep. Your name is now Xiao.
Chow.
No, it is officially now Xiao.
Xiao. But still said with a very like Xiao.
Yeah, I was sending a message to someone to schedule a Zoom meeting, and I was like, so over Google Teams or Doom? It's like, well, it's Doom from now on. So it's just how it works. If you rename something, it stays.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey, let's all hop on Doom. All right, cool.
Like, yeah.
exactly.
Depending on the meeting, that's very accurate.
It's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, this one's not
Yeah.
really one that's hard to argue for.
Yeah,
and,
this one's real easy.
Yeah.
You know, Pippin's
Like,
just-
sorry, Pippin, I love you. You're one of my favorite characters, but
Okay, Jordan. We shall call you Jordan.
Jordan with a Y. That's cool.
That's cool.
Xiao Jordan. I refuse. I will.
This is how we get new people to leave.
Sorry. Ciao, Jordan. Just Jordan's fine. Jordan.
I'm so fashionable.
You are so
Are.
fashionable.
It's like an ascot.
Oh, it is like an ascot.
nice.
You should
Yeah.
get an ascot.
This ass got the token symbol on it.
All right. And we'll move this along.
Doobie doo, doobie doo.
Doobity-doobity.
I agree, Jordan. My heart is with 2 as well, but
Oh, was Pippin in the 2 slot?
Pippin is the 2 slot. Yes.
Damn it.
What?
I'm looking at the list as written that has Pippin on top and Colm on bottom.
Right.
It's hard.
I have to do it. Well, I have from my poll place. I have just a list of names, so I just like unclick the names that are going to be in the poll, and they just line up where they are, not based on the bracket.
But
Yes, Gyro Guy. Pippin and Mary both rode an Ent. They hung out with Treebeard for a while.
Yeah.
And, the other Ents
Like
have
going
names.
south. The other ends of names. Maybe.
I remember Quick Beam, but I always forget the rest of them. They
it's
don't do
okay. It takes too long, so they don't bother.
it. Some of them don't bother. It just takes them a long time.
But
We
they
can't
only
bother to
use
be
it
patient.
when it's important because it just takes so long. So it's not worth it.
Hey, Cesar6778 or Caesar, not sure which.
Cesar.
Welcome.
I like
Xiao.
Cesar.
Well,
Caesar.
Caesar is depends on where you're from.
Okay, next one. I rolled an 8.
You roll an 8.
Oh, we're rolling.
Oh shit! Roll
That's right.
7.
19, baby.
Wow.
All right.
Ooh.
Go cook and burn.
You've got Meriadoc Brandybook versus Farmia.
Nope,
No.
Aylmer.
No, Aylmer.
Aylmer.
Sorry. They're very
Excuse
small.
you.
Trying to look very closely, but I was wrong.
They're very different people.
Yep.
All right, so here's the deal. In my imagination, this fight takes place kind of like after Lord of the Rings. So it's like they're all at like the peak of their game. And I think that Mary would take this because in my version of the pit fight, Eomer Horsemaster would not be on his horse. So he's already at a fighting disadvantage. Plus, Mary trained with the Rohirrim, so they have a similar fighting style. On top of that, Mary has something to prove
True.
because Eomer doubted him at the beginning of the war. He was just like, yeah, this little fucker can't do anything. So I think he would underestimate his opponent, and I think Mary would fucking just annihilate him.
And so is this after the Battle of Mordor, or is this like when Eomer became king of Rohan?
Oh, it's somewhere between.
Somewhere
Yeah, I think in my head it's like you take all of them at the top of their game. Like if we're gonna do like, oh shit, what was it called? DC did an event where they basically like yoinked all of the major versions of every character from every universe and just made them fight in a pit. Which is kind of where I got this idea. And so it's like, you know, Green Lantern Batman was fighting Vampire Batman from the different universes and stuff like that. But it's like all of them at the top of their game, whatever time they're from. And that's kind of what I'm picturing.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit more fair.
I mean, Mary went against a ring wraith, right?
Yeah, but he got owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example.
It's like that doesn't bite well for Mary. They won that one on a technicality.
Fair. Yeah. I don't know. He definitely didn't stray away from a fight.
Oh yeah, no, Valor's definitely there for Mary. But at the same time, it's like he's a halfling. It's like fighting with a child.
Yeah, they can shoot lower, you know.
Yeah,
They can
Look in
shoot
the
lower,
drawing.
but they have
Actually,
less
that's a
strength.
good point. They were able to flip Boromir to the ground and beat the shit out of him while
As
he
a
was training them
team.
how to sword fight.
As a team, they
That's
had
fine.
to work together in order
Yeah,
to
but
take
at this
Boromir
point,
down.
Mary's been in war. He's killed many orcs.
But so has Elmer.
So
Just because
from
he's
a horse,
better
from
on a
horseback.
horse doesn't mean his. In fact, the fact
Let's
that
talk
he
about
can
history.
on
Let's
top
talk
of a
about
horse.
history.
Go.
What good is a Hun that's not on a horse?
There's
That's a dead Hun. That's what that is. And imagine all the Rohirrim like Huns. They get off their horses because they practically live on the fucking things. They're gonna be all bow-legged. They can't run or walk right. They're gonna get murdered. And Meriadoc Brandybuck is quick. He's fleet-footed because he's a halfling. He's gonna fucking murder him.
I disagree.
so
Fine.
also
That's what we're here to do. Oh wait, real quick. Ovander says, was promised some hot takes and dissension if I tuned into this. Popcorn ready. Welcome, friends.
Hi, Amanda. No, so like, okay, so the whole idea of like Mary doesn't have the reach, but have you ever tried to like catch something small as a, like they're faster. I feel like Aemir would have being on the horse. Usually, I feel like he's gonna be used to relying on the horse to for the speed of things, and then he's gonna be like, oh no, I can't. Like he wouldn't. I don't think he would be able to catch Mary.
Just
Also, every
pick.
time he's off his horse, he's crying. Think about that.
I don't know. If I had
It's
a
like
childlike thing coming at me with a sword, it's like block the sword, attack, and then just kick it.
See, that's the thing. That's that underestimation again.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that little guy, he can't do, and then you're dead
yeah.
because you doubted him.
Just keep them at arm's length. Like I will put my hand
Are you
on your
able to-
head.
Are you able to keep Chucky at arm's length? I mean, that's a little creature with a knife, and he's able to do a lot of
Just
damage.
kill it with fire.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah. It's like it just runs
Yeah.
through your legs and jumps on your back, and you have no choice.
Yeah, but Chucky has like superpower, like possession skills. Like Mary can't jump like across the room in an upward angle
Disagree.
and land on your head.
Buckleberry Fairy, baby. You want to go?
Huckleberry Fairy, I'll give you that
You
one.
come to my house.
You got the sweater. You're disagreeing with the man with the sweater.
I got the sweater. I got the sweater right here.
I still think Eomer would win, but I do believe that Mary would put on a good fight.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. It'd be a good show.
I found my hand disappears.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh.
Because if I turn on green screen, my face disappears.
If your hand
Yeah,
moves up
I've
and
had that
down a
issue,
lot
like,
faster,
fingers-
or you might
fingers-
have other problems.
What? What about
Fingers
my
go
finger?
away.
I made a bad joke,
hands
ignore
go
me.
away. Sorry, Carla.
No, you're
Whoa!
Leslie,
Whoa! Yeah, sorry. Don't pay attention to me. I'm just filling time.
Sorry.
well, I think the chat has decided that
Yes.
they agree with
With
Carla.
yep, Aomir is moving on.
Fucked up. You all are wrong. You're all wrong. Every last one of you is fucking wrong.
I could picture Cucumber as Chucky though.
Yeah.
I love Brad Dourif. I'm a fan. I would love to be Chucky.
Have you guys decided your Halloween costumes yet? Because it's time to start planning it.
Halloween is canceled.
No, we gotta talk to Jess about that. Cause I don't know. Should I be Chucky? That'd be fun. Actually, we do have a fairly similar vocal quality now that I think about it. Yeah, I could totally do that.
Oh,
Fun.
nightmares.
You already
Yeah.
have hair. Look at the hair.
And for those of
It's
you who
already
don't know, I'm sure you do, but Wormtongue is Chucky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
And he's also in one of the best episodes of The X-Files. Beyond the Sea. Fucking watch it. It's dope.
Nice.
there.
Okay.
All right.
We're ready for the next one,
Roll.
which is
Yeah.
Eowyn versus Legolas.
20.
11.
Oh, someone got a 20.
I've got a 14.
I got 15.
This one's easy. I'm sorry, Eowyn. The only battle you won wasn't a technicality. You don't belong in battle. You can train and eventually belong in battle, but at your highest point in the Lord of the Rings saga, you do not compare to Legolas, whether it's with a bow or with a sword. You will go down. Plus, he will see you coming from a mile away. Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, his elf eyes will see your ass.
Well,
Um,
she's also like
some-
radiant.
She actually glows in the sun.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
that white.
She's
I-
very white.
We were talking about like underestimating your opponent. I don't think that Legolas would underestimate her, right? I don't think it would be like, oh, like she's just a woman, she can't fight. I think he'd be like, no, like, okay, like we're in this, let's go, and just like, and wreck her
And
shit.
done. And battle was done because he didn't underestimate her.
I think that she would put up a good fight. I think that there would be like sparring happening, and then like he would be like, okay, and like they'd have a good
then-
fight, and then he'd be like, okay, now I'm done, boop, boop,
Yeah.
and keep going. Like,
Yeah.
okay, one
But
next.
I feel like at the same time, just like you said right now, okay, I'm done. It's like they'll have a good fight because he'll let her
Right.
have a good fight. It's
Because
like,
they
I'll let you
would
feel
be
like you're doing
sparring.
good. And he won't like kill her, he'll just like knock her out and be
Mm.
like, all right, time out.
No. But then what if
Come.
the emperor who's ever presiding over this is just like, meh. What does he do?
I like to think it would be the mouth of Sauron. There's no reason for that, but I just like the picture of him up in a big chair with that big fucking mouth. Just.
And also like,
I hate that scene so much. I have to say, like, no.
Sunblighter asks, "How did you select the contenders? As in us? We friends, Bill."
no, like Legolas, Eowyn, Frodo, like
Oh, well, we went with like the most known, so basically the Fellowship plus some other good side characters. So at the end of every episode, whoever wins Master Debater, which is basically like a popular vote from all of you, gets to select what we're gonna fight about next week. And myself, being a large Tolkien and Lord of the Rings fan, I chose this pit fight with Lord of the Rings characters.
yeah, because I definitely feel the same way about this pairing because Eowyn, at least from the things that I saw her do in the movie, it was more just like she was a good protector and good at like running away from a fight. But when she actually had to stop and face them, she used magic anyway and sent a whole waterfall towards them.
What? You're thinking of
That's
Arwen, dude?
sir. That's not Eowyn.
Oh shit.
There's the door. There's
I was
the
like,
door. That's what you meant when you
excuse
said
me.
glowing. I was just like, yeah, she's white, but what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, Eowyn's pretty white too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. That's why I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
who's
no.
translucent?
Eowyn is.
Eowyn, she's the one who's in love with Aragorn.
Yes, the
she's
blonde.
I mean, so is
Yeah.
Arwen. But,
That was my other argument, and for Eowyn is like she would get murdered because she would be like drifting off, daydreaming about Aragorn. Like, but I made him soup.
Oh
Okay,
no.
so, but like if Aragorn was there, I mean, you'd want to serve him soup.
I'd serve him a lot more
Yeah.
than soup.
yeah.
Well,
Like his beard would be
Yep.
Velcro to my face.
That
Yes.
sounds painful. Not
Sunblighter says, but I never remember reading Legolas ever laying a hand on a woman. Yeah, but in this particular instance, we are foregoing anything that would not
Like
put these
morals
characters
and
in this
what-
situation. They're they're in a
That's
pit.
also why I brought the point that it's like he won't kill her. He'll just like knock her out and be like, "You'll just have a headache tomorrow, but you'll be fine."
Yeah.
Plus, it's
And-
like he can't slide down fucking stairs on a shield. I'm sorry, you can't compete against that.
I love that scene so
It's
much.
fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah,
It
so
was-
in this argument, everyone's a willing participant. This makes it easier. Because I feel like most of these characters wouldn't fight each other.
It's
No.
kind of like last week. Not last week. The day we did the first date one.
Mhm.
2 weeks ago.
yes.
It's
Yeah.
like
Oh yes,
there's
it's like
no significant
assuming.
others. We're like eliminating that factor that
Or they're super into it.
either or.
Mm.
Whatever floats your boat.
All right. We'll end the poll there with Legolas moving on.
Yeah. Stupid Legolas. Stupid elf.
All right.
As long as
we-
it's not like the Hobbit Legolas.
Yeah. Or the Hobbit fucking anything. Stupid movies. Stupid fucking movies. I got a 3 for the next one.
Oh, that's right. We're rolling.
I
Alright.
also got
Boromir
Yes, Sunblighter.
pre-dev,
Boromir
top of
pre-dev.
this game. Yes, everyone
yes.
is pre-dev top of the game, especially Boromir.
poor Boromir.
Is he even in the? Oh yeah, he is. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got-
11.
I got an 18.
11.
Ryan.
It's me.
Is
Fine.
Okay.
You sure you know who everybody is?
Yes, Faramir is the one who captures Gollum.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Boromir.
And-
Told the
Obviously.
tale of the 300. And assisted Van Helsing.
He doesn't know that much. It's okay.
I know.
But yeah, in this case, I feel like they're both in that ranger archetype. Like they have that fighting style together, but Aragorn has just been doing it for so much longer, and like living in the wild, he has like way more like real world like techniques that he'd be able to just jump on Faramir with. And-
Yes.
And I just don't think Faramir would have as long. Like he would give a fight, but I don't think he has the same like will as Aragorn does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
Faramir is like he's coming out of college and he's like this fresh and green, like yeah,
Yes.
I got this. And then Aragorn's like, you have no
Yeah.
street skills, do you?
Well,
And
Faramir's
like,
on his ranger internship. He's
Yeah.
just
Yes.
trying to roll hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aragorn would just.
He's daddy's
slaughter.
boy. He's like he wants to impress daddy so much that he loses focus on the things that matter. So it's like
Mhm.
you're
But
really
me, father.
distracted.
He tries, but like he does get beat in battle several times. Like
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think that he could stand up to Aragorn. I think that he would be like, "Yeah, I got this totally," and everyone would just be like,
Ooh.
"This is like no sweat."
And for this fight, since they're only allowed one weapon, are we talking swords or are we talking bows?
I don't think it matters. I
Because
still think
both
that
of
Aragorn
them-
wins.
Yeah, that's true. Although I feel like Faramir,
He might be better on the
film-wise,
bow.
is a better shot.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how big is this pit?
Pit size?
At some
You know, like your
point,
average
bows
pit-
stop being as useful. Like if you're in a melee fight, your bow is not as useful because by the time you draw your arrow and aim, they already
They're
got
there.
you with a sword.
Right. Well, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Would they choose, like, grab your bows in 20 paces, in which case I think Faramir would drop
Oh,
Aragorn.
that's just a duel.
No, so I mean, well, so if Faramir was like, okay, I'm better at the bow than Aragorn, and then he picked the bow, then Aragorn would be like, we're in a pit fight, I'm going with my sword. You
Yeah.
are very silly. Like, that would be the street smarts, right? He'd be like,
That's fair.
them
Although-
choosing their weapons.
Better shots. Aragorn got a wraith, or oh my gosh, I just blanked out on their names. The 7 kings.
Nazgul? There's 9 of them, actually, but go on.
Yeah. Brainworks. He got him in the face with a torch.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
great shot right there.
Yeah.
Like just done. Didn't even aim. Just turned around and got you in the face.
Yeah, that
Right
was
there.
Peter Jackson jerking off. That's what that was, to be honest.
But it was so good.
That was the first warning for the Hobbit trilogy. Like,
Right.
Plus,
I just love that he flails his arms before he runs away. Oh, God.
plus Aragorn can knock off knives coming at him with his sword.
Mm.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. If we've got top of his game, that means he's got Andoril on him, which is like the longest fucking sword in existence. So just reach alone. Yeah, Faramir would be dead.
Yeah.
He'd be dead.
So it's like
Yeah.
Faramir can't stand up to Boromir, and Boromir
Nope.
can't stand up to Aragorn.
Nope.
So it's like just by process of elimination, there we know that they're not at the same level at all.
Mhm.
So it looks like Aragorn chat agrees with us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
100%.
Mhm.
This
All
is
right.
like-
And
that
yes,
was
it is
crazy.
Aragorn's whole thing that he is the badass of the series.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next we have Samwise Gamgee versus Gimli.
Oh, Sam.
I got a 1.
Nine.
I got an 8.
I got to roll.
Yes.
Carla, what did you get?
5. I got a 5.
9. Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
No.
I love me a Sam,
Mm.
but I don't think he stands a chance against Gimli. Like, Gimli's trained for combat. He has, like, the dwarf, like, heart persona that it's like, I got this, I will struggle till the end. And it's like, while Sam is, like, the whole, like, persevere image, he's the softie of the group, right? Like,
Mhm.
he's the, I will be your moral compass of the group. He's never been, like, the best at fighting. He's a bit of a derp.
He
But
fought
it's
off
like-
Shelob single-handedly. You want
True.
to try that again?
He just injured her though. He didn't kill her.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been able to. Nobody would have been able to, but he did enough. Probably
I
more
don't
than
know.
anybody had done in
I
an
don't know
age.
that no one would be able to. It's like, I'm sorry, if Sam pulled it off, there was some bullshit in there.
It was his
Strong
courage and
disagree.
determination to save his friend.
So that's the whole thing.
The
Is
whole point of hobbits is that assholes are always underestimating them. That's like literally the point of the book, is that average folk,
And here
especially
we are.
hobbits, are tougher than you think. But,
So-
yeah, here's the deal. Samwise Gamgee is my favorite character. Hands down, my favorite character. But Gimli, like you said, he's stout, he's a warrior, they're in the same height class. He's way better at killing shit. In the book, he actually outright wins the contest. In the movie and in the extended edition, they make it sort of like a toss-up because
Mhm.
they don't think the one with the axe in his head is dead or whatever, but he fucking wins. At Helm's Deep, he wins. So he is the better fighter between him and Legolas. He's the better killer between from anybody in the entire fellowship. So
Yeah.
we gotta go Gimli.
Plus, it's not long distance.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
he
like-
does have throwing axes, so it could be.
No, but he does
That's
a lot better in short contact than he does at a range. So it's like he's definitely in the advantage just coming into
Oh.
it.
Ooh, you actually bring up a good point against him though, because he does get winded often because dwarves
Yeah, but they're
are
right
natural
there. He doesn't
sprinters.
have to like run and
Yeah,
chase
but-
you
So if
across
they
No,
the
but think of
distance.
it like a boxing fight. All Samwise would have to do is
Outrun
outlast him. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
but is Sam in the best condition of his life, though?
yes, that's the point. That's what we've said. They're all at the top of their game. So this is like him after traveling all of Middle Earth. So he's in fucking shape. He's lost all that weight. He's got endurance up the ass. Like he's ready to go.
Okay.
So the
And he
issue
fought
is
off a giant spider spawn of Ungoliant, which you discount all flippantly.
So the issue is that the only time that Sam is actually like fighty rather than just perseverance and that moral compass, the only time where he actually gets fighty is when he thinks Frodo is in danger and he's protecting Frodo, and it's all about that. So if this is just a pit fight and he's just like, I have to fight for myself, I don't think that he's actually like fighting at 100%. If like you're like,
Pointless
Frodo might be dying, then maybe
The motivation is not the same.
the motivation isn't the same. I don't think he has the self motivation to fight for himself, whereas I think Gimli does. Even if they're fighting, like, yes, he did. Sam was fighty. He did get the spider, but like, I don't think that he could actually self motivate himself to do that. If he was like, it's me or the spider, like, he'd be like, I'm gonna run away or something like that. I don't think he would have performed as well.
Sam is a healer. Sam is not a warrior.
He's definitely a fucking warrior. What is wrong with everybody?
So offended.
He has warrior traits in him, but he's really a healer. This is what Sam brings to the table.
No, Arwen is a healer.
Arwen
Yeah.
is a healer.
Samwise is a guardian.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you mean
yes.
a gardener?
But he has no one to guard. If he's going into a pit for himself, he has no one to
He's
guard.
guarding his own nuts if he's in a pit fight. I think he'll try to survive.
I mean, yeah, they all will try to survive.
He's a guardian. I like that.
Yeah, he's a
Arthur
gardener.
Roy said he's a soft boy. He's a soft boy.
And we love him for it.
So I figure he could just like, he could method act it. He'd be like, he'll just like tell himself over and over that Gimli's the one who took the Lembas bread.
Oh,
And then that fucker would be dead in a
I
second.
knew it!
Perfect.
All
All right. Well, we've got absolutely no votes for Sam.
wow! This first round is really easy for
I know,
chat.
that's what I was seeing on the bracket. It's like, this
Hey,
one's
chat.
gonna be easy.
Hey, chat, you're wrong.
You keep
Hey,
saying
Evander says
that.
Sam is a paladin. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um,
Yeah. Oh man, one of the most wasted scenes. Everybody, if you haven't read the book, read the book, because the scene where he goes to the tower to save Frodo in the book is the most definitive moment of that character.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the most, but one of the most definitive moments for that character, and it's so much more well done. Like him actively resisting the ring after it promises him all this shit. So fucking good.
Yeah,
So,
it shows that a lot better than in the movie. Like, like it actually points out him fighting the ring, whereas in the movie you don't really get to experience that.
No, you're like, that's a funny shadow, haha moment. It's actually a very powerful.
Yeah,
no, so okay, so as someone who has not read the books, I absolutely, I know, I absolutely did get the context of he is very strong to give back the ring. He had the ring. I mean, he had it. It wasn't like I could take it like Faramir or like I could do that. No. Like he had it and he gave it up. Like,
Yeah.
very willingly. I mean, you know,
I mean, he's
think
no
that was-
Tom Bombadil, but yeah, he did a good job.
I feel like if Tom Bombadil was in this mix, everyone else would be screwed.
Mm.
It's like, I'm sorry, you can't go against Tom Bombadil. He owns you.
But does Tom have his magic powers, though? He's just a fighter in this.
Tom is like just his
Well, he's a
persona.
fucking
It's not
hippie.
even
Yeah,
his
he's-
magic character. It's just Tom. It's like it's just who
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Honestly,
even
like,
want to fight him.
I feel like if he had been in the movies, he would have been played by like old man Jeff Bridges. Like that's the attitude of Tom Bombadil. Like he'd just be fucking singing songs to himself, and be like, "Yeah, nice ring. Get the he wants some booze." Like,
Yeah.
Fair.
What
All right.
score are we arguing?
We are now-
Did we start?
What are we doing?
What is happening?
I got a
Okay,
4.
oh crap! I got
Four.
I got a 5.
Boo.
I got a 10.
Guys, we were rolling for 4s. If you guys didn't hear,
Yeah.
Ryan got close, but we
Sorry,
were rolling.
sorry. Did I just win with a 10?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
That's stupid.
We've got
Okie dokie. I'm ready for this
Boromir
one.
versus Lord Elrond.
Okay. Ah,
Wrong
fuck.
button.
Okay, so here's the deal. He's a good fighter, but he's a better general. He's better at telling people what to do as
What?
opposed to actually doing it himself. He's a great like weapon supplier. He's a glorified librarian, is what he is. And Boromir, at the top of his game, is a fucking warrior. He's huge. He's strong. He does not give up. It took how many arrows to take that fucker down? Like, if you went in a pit fight with Elrond would try to, like, I don't know, outthink him, out whatever him, but I have a very strong feeling Elrond would be dead.
But Boromir is also not just a big stupid brute. He does have the brains. He has that tactical mindset
Yeah.
too. He was not just like go in like smash whatever. He has that tactical
Boromir
brain as well.
smash.
Boromir smash.
Right.
Yeah, he's a tank full show.
Yeah.
I agree. Plus, he has like that scrappy side to him that Elrond doesn't. So it's like he would have that advantage of like, I will do whatever it takes. Whereas Elrond is a lot more proper when it comes to like combat and like protocols and all of that. It's like Boromir will just do whatever it takes. And
Yeah.
that gives him a little bit of an advantage when it comes to like tactics once you're in the ring. It's like he will see everything coming because he can anticipate it because he knows that he would be willing to do it. Whereas Elrond might be like held back on that tactical side. But even though he's a fucking genius when it comes to armies, it's like one-on-one combat. I feel like it's not his strength.
Yeah, because it's like how the British use like the line technique of lining up their men, and then the U.S. was just like, and we're gonna go in the trees.
Yep.
And
Dive
Not-
in.
Wait, that's not how we do things.
Wait, but-
no,
but-
wait.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like,
But
you
my
didn't
tea is
follow
getting
protocol.
cold.
Throw it in
Ooh,
the-
I like this one is starting to split. We finally got one where people disagree.
It's true.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Yeah, Boromir's great. He's a good character. I feel bad for him. He gets a bad
Yeah.
rap.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
the moment he got cast as Sean Bean, there was no hope.
You know,
Uh,
we'll always have to die.
but he did a great job. Like, Sean Bean as Boromir, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just brilliant.
Oh,
he
yeah.
definitely pulled off the whole,
Like, the good and the bad,
Like,
and like
the good of, like,
weakness,
he's a-
everything. It was
he's a-
great.
prince, but he's also a warrior and he fights hard
Bit
and
of
he's
a
smart,
dick.
but he's a bit of a dick. Like, yeah.
This Canard says, "Hey, I'm English. Never mind tea. I love tea, actually.
Oh,
all right.
yeah.
Wait, are you a PG tips guy, or are you where do you lean as far as what is the better breakfast tea? I know what I'm talking about, okay? I feel like there's like two camps for teas, and I think people are either very PG tips or very anti PG tips.
What's that? What do you
PG, haha! You and me, buddy. We gonna be friends.
Can you explain?
It's tea, and it's called PG tips.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's just tea. That's good.
I can get you some sweet tea from the south. That's about it.
oh,
That's also good, but it hurts
you
my
sweet
kidneys.
summer child.
Yes, it's a brand name.
Okay.
They're delicious. I have a huge box of them at home.
Nice. All right. I think we have.
This one's pretty sold.
Yep. Boromir is moving on.
Yay!
Yeah.
I like this two sweater look. I gotta get more sweaters to just pile on top of my sweater. Oh my god, you know what I want? I want to get like that giant Lenny Kravitz sweater. Do you remember that one
No.
a while back? All right, never mind. Don't worry about it. I thought that was like a shared social experience. I guess not.
Okay.
Roll.
Next we have
Okay.
Frodo Baggins.
I got a 3.
7.
I got a 1.
Nice. I got a 15.
Oh, go 15.
All right. Frodo Baggins versus Saruman.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's like. Go on, Ryan. Go on.
I mean, I feel like Saruman is not like Gandalf in a fight because, like, he's just that old man who doesn't want to get engaged in a fist fight. Like, he doesn't want to be in the action. He will do everything in his power to be, like, away and remote. So Frodo, just, like, his spryness and tenacity, he's just gonna take him down.
Frodo has tenacity.
when he needs to.
Frodo is like the laziest hobbit.
To answer questions in the chat, no magic, one weapon. So I would say probably Frodo would either have the ring or Sting, but in a fight like this, I would give him Sting, and I feel like Saruman would
Yeah, I
probably
don't
have
think
a
he
staff.
would get both.
Yeah, I don't think that Frodo gets the ring. I think that counts as magic.
Yeah,
like,
that's
Yeah,
magic.
because the ring is magic, so that's not a weapon.
Think of a man.
Yeah, I don't think Frodo stands a chance. Frodo from the beginning of the story is described as this guy who is like, come do things for me. Like, I feel like, plus like Saruman's staff is super long. It's like, come at me, bro. I'll whack you like a bat. Yeah. Like freaking whack-a-mole over here.
I feel like
I don't
Saruman would actually slap him to death because
Yeah.
that's the only time you see him really physically engaged. It's like wizard fight, awesome, right? Great scene in the movie. But I just love the way he smacks Wormtongue around. Krr! Whack on the ground. And I feel like he would do that to Frodo fairly easily. And
Yeah.
Frodo is also, the world's most famous quitter. So I think that he wouldn't last too long in that fight. He'd be like, it's hard, and it'd be over.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think that
agree.
I think again the motivation, right? So I think to motivate Frodo to fight for himself, I think he'd be like, no, and then finally he would start fighting, and then be like, no, it's hard.
Gandalf.
Right? Sam, save me!
Sam, literally carry me.
Yeah, okay, but all y'all were shitting on Sam earlier, so you don't get
We all said that we loved Sam despite the fact that he wouldn't stand a chance against Gimli.
Mm-hmm. Discanar, top of his game, Frodo. So I don't know. That kid
This
was
is
never at the top of his game.
Frodo.
Yeah, because it's like, is it before he stabbed? Because then he's squishy and would die. Is it after he was stabbed? Because then he feels that pain all the time. Is it once he gets the ring? Because then probably right the second he gets the ring, and maybe after he's traveled for a bit before it starts to really infect his heart. So maybe halfway through the journey, I would say is probably top of his game.
When
But
he
even then,
decides,
Frodo sucks.
when he makes that decision to take the ring to Mordor, it's like that is top of his game right there.
And even then, his big line is, I'll take the ring, though I do not know the way.
Done.
He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
I can't defend myself, so I'm going to rely on all of you to carry me there.
Yes, Roger Gay asked, can Saruman have the golden gun? Or vampire teeth?
He can also have his 2 lightsabers and one. He only does one.
One lightsaber.
It's okay.
No, I won't.
No.
You've already confused 2 of my favorite characters. Elmer, Faramir, Eowyn, Arwen. They're all different people.
Are they though?
Yes!
Very much so.
Disconnect says Saruman will probably win, but due to cheating. Exactly. He has
Yeah,
no
but that
scruples.
doesn't matter. He
That's-
will
He's
win.
ruthless.
That is
He's ruthless. Also, let's not forget the scouring of the Shire. Like, he has no mercy. He's a monster.
He's a monster, you monster.
Okay.
Frodo will cry.
Frodo would cry.
Probably pee his pants away.
He would just turn slowly and sadly at the camera as Saruman kills him.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this, Sam?
My home.
All right.
Frodo,
What are we
sad.
holding on to?
Okay. Last one in the first round of brackets. We have
Yay.
Gandalf versus Galadriel.
Okay,
Yeah, Nate.
Nat 20.
Oh shit.
Nat 20.
8.
All right, Nat 20.
I'm gonna guess it's me. Oof, this is rough. So no magic. These 2 ring bearers against each other. I'm gonna give it to Galadriel. Because though Gandalf knows how to fight, he is also stuck in the vessel of an old ass man. And even though he does know how to fight, I feel like movie Gandalf fights way fucking harder than the book Gandalf ever does. So I guess it's kind of whichever version. But I just feel like Galadriel is super powerful, super smart. She'll get in his head, being, oh, no magic. Never mind, I changed my vote. Gandalf with Glamdring is just gonna hew her in half. So
Yeah.
never mind. Sorry,
No
sorry,
magic.
Galadriel. Love you, buddy.
So I was
Yeah.
gonna ask. So in the movie, Galadriel's very powerful, right? Very big, a sorceress, very magic-y, yes.
Mhm.
In the book, does she ever fight? Is she ever like
Nah,
fighty?
No,
she
she's
makes
a
people
lady.
feel bad about themselves.
She's
Okay.
like,
Yeah, Chow Jordan,
a
she is
lady.
not a wizard. So technically, yeah, Gandalf is a Maiar, but she's just an elf. But they are both ring bearers. This is the thing. Hela versus Magneto.
She
I
has
would watch
magical
that.
powers as an elf, but she's not like a sorceress or like.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, she's a witchy witch.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gandalf definitely
Gandalf.
dominate. Because the moment you take the magic out of the equation, it's like you're hopeless.
Yeah. And he'd cut her down with an elf weapon. How poetic.
I think Galadriel, at least in like backstory wise, she was a fighter. Like she took over, like she established kingdoms.
Yeah, but because of her armies, not because of her.
That's fair.
Like she
So
didn't
just going-
actively go into these battles.
Like just going off of the vibe of her, of like what I think she would fight as, I think that she would try to be scrappy, but even if she had been a fighter, she's got to be just years out of practice. And even when Gandalf had magic, he was still doing the magic, doing the physical, whacking people. Like, I mean, like, yeah, he's an old man, but I mean, there are people that are, you know, 40 years old that have just crippling bodies, and there are people that are 80 years old and like still bodybuilders. Like, I think that even if he's older, he's still, you
He's in
know,
good shape.
walking around. He's still like, yeah, he's in good shape. He's keeping himself in shape. I'm not saying that she's out of shape, but she's not used to like moving quickly. Like, she's used to moving like
She elegantly glides downstairs. and-
Yeah, she's fast.
So Blighter says if she's in Super Saiyan Fae form, she'd have more of a chance.
You have a queen.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I think she would be she'd be moving in slow motion, and Gandalf would just be like, huh? Well, okay then.
Like the only way I can see her winning is if she like takes some hair off her head and she's like, "I give, you let me win. Great, thanks." But other than that, it's like, I give you 4. I gave Gimli 3. You can have 4. You win.
He's like, I'll take the whole fucking thing. Rawr.
Yeah.
Was there more of a relationship to Galadriel and Gandalf? The way that how like the books or the movies made it out, at least like in The Hobbit.
What do you mean?
'Cause he was
in the
definitely,
Hobbit.
like-
No, she's not in the Hobbit. She's in the fucking movies because the movies don't make any.
Yeah,
goddamn
neither is
sense.
Legolas.
But
Oh,
yeah,
you're right. you're
Legolas. See,
Legolas
Legolas is
is-
weird because Legolas is probably the only character that I could actually see having been in the movie as a rollover because he's a Mirkwood elf, so he could have been in Mirkwood,
Yeah.
and he kind of was. But then they did all this extra shit with characters that weren't in the book.
Yeah, but it's like he
but,
didn't
yeah.
have the involvement in the Hobbit story the way the movies make it seem.
Right.
Yeah.
No, what I was asking, like, would it be a distraction of going against like someone who he had feelings for? Because, like, doesn't he kind of flirt with her in Rivendell? Like, she saved him a bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't take any of that. I can't digest anything that happened in those films because no, not accurate, and then B, like, yeah, that's like they love each other, but in the way like Middle Earth people love each other. It's just like that pure
Yeah.
kind of like,
Gotcha.
hey, I
Like
love.
we are beings of the same planet. We coexist. We care for
And they
each
have
other.
shared interests of securing and protecting Middle Earth.
Mhm.
Because Gandalf's entire purpose is to try and save Middle Earth, but he has to do it indirectly because he's a Maiar and he can't just, fucking
Interfere.
annihilate everybody.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Got
Because then
Yeah,
he'd be
there
like
was never
Sauron.
anything romantic between them.
I'm gonna take my sweater off now because it's starting to poop.
it. All right.
Unacceptable. You went
Wow.
through the rest of the show, sir.
Your collar's a little like, if you could get that.
I want to see you fix that.
Done. You're welcome. Was that
Thank you.
fun for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
it was actually.
All right.
Okay.
Next
Okay.
column.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Gollum versus Eomer. 18.
13.
I think
11.
Oh, no, 18. Go.
Okay. Eomer versus Gollum.
Here's where it starts to get a little harder.
Aylmer is the one from Rohan.
Yeah. Aylmer is the guy.
Yeah. Eowyn is the girl. Yep.
Arwen.
All right.
And Eowyn is also a girl, but I'm just messing around.
Eowyn is not Arwen. Faramir is not Eomer.
Right. Yes.
It's Aomir.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's also Niromir. The
And
not
Faramir?
so often, yeah, not so
Or
often. talked
wherever you
about.
are, Omer.
Yeah.
It's. I'm guessing if he's coming into this fight as top of his game, he's wearing his full plate armor, and he's like ready to go.
We didn't talk about
Leather?
armor.
Is it leather?
Yes.
Because he's. I mean, he's got his.
He
Oh
does
metal-
yeah,
have
no,
a
he's got the
helmet.
big ass shoulders. He's got plate
he does
pieces,
have the
but
big plates.
yeah.
Okay. So I mean, he's definitely
Yes,
like.
Discanar.
Yeah, he's definitely armed, and he's got like.
Yeah,
equipment.
Eomer is Carl Urban's character. Sorry, answering a question in the chat.
But, and then Gollum doesn't really have like choice weapons. He'd rather just fistcuffs it, and so
And rocks.
yeah, and rocks.
And teeth and claws
Yeah.
and strangle and drown.
Gollum
and
is his
beat
own
and
weapon.
Throw
Right.
rocks and yeah, he's
so
creative.
I would say that just on just tactical equipment that he has already, he's gonna be able to withstand some of the things that Gollum would try and go after, like all the bite attacks and
Withstand.
everything. They're just not gonna land. And then Eomer has the pike and just stabs him. Goes for the reach.
Hook him with the shark end.
That's what so I vote Eomer.
I vote Gollum
Did it hurt to
because
make the decision?
it does. Because I think Ryan's
one's
got
hard.
really good points on this one. Because Eomer is a tremendous fighter, but again, he's sort of like the kind of like they're very formation based. They're basically Spartans on horses, and I think that Gollum will outthink him and outmaneuver him tenfold. That dude's managed to survive for 500 years eating people who are armed like him, like orcs and all that shit. Like he doesn't fuck around, and he'll find a weak point and he'll take advantage of it somehow. I think that Eomer would try, and I think he'd get a couple real good hits in, but Gollum is so fucking scrappy that I think he would just like, while bleeding out, would take him with him or something.
Right.
I feel like if Eomer could like stick it in like the beginning of the fight, he could definitely take him.
Yeah.
But if this fight definitely like prolonged a little more and Gollum had a chance to like study Eomer's tactics,
Mhm.
then Gollum would definitely win. Like it would depend on how long this battle went off. Like if you can finish him off at the beginning, Eomer definitely would win because he has the armor, he has the weapon, he has the skill. But if it prolongs a little more, because Gollum is a creature of its environment, right? So Gollum can like read the room really well. He can see what he can use against whatever he's coming against. So as soon as he learns Eomer's moves, Gollum's at the advantage, 100%. So it really, for me, it really depends on if he can take him down quickly or if he just lost his shot.
Mhm.
I'm kind of torn on this one.
I definitely think that no matter who would win, they're both walking away injured. Like, right? So
Oh, yeah.
either one will get massive hits on the other one. I think I have to give it to Gollum, actually, just because I think that even though Eomer has all of the leather, has all the armor up and everything, it's that like Gollum would get in there and get on him and get through some of it and take a big chunk out of his arm or something, and then he'll scuttle away. Like I think that Gollum would slowly pick off pieces of him and weaken him until at which point then I think he would outlast him.
It also depends, who said it? Someone asked what's in the pit. Sunblighter asked what's in the pit. And that also depends a lot. Because if it's just like plain terrain pit, like if Gollum has like no boulders or anything that he can use to his advantage in order to like make jumps or like throw at him or anything, then he's at a very big disadvantage because he doesn't have the environment to adapt to and to use to his favor.
I'd say he gets a rock.
You get a rock, that's it.
He gets a rock, Eomer gets his spear, and I still think that's at least an even fight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My position stands, but definitely Gollum would be more affected if the environment changes to just a plain field with nothing else around there.
That little fucker can climb vertically. Like, he's got no trouble. The pit has walls, he'll be like up on them. They're like, come at me, Rah! Like jump on top.
This one is tight. This is 50-50.
Because it is. Like, this one is particularly hard.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, this is a hotly contested one in the chat.
Discanar says Eomer can just throw a fish on the ground and then stab Gollum as he's eating it. He could, but he doesn't get a fish. So
yeah, he would get a fish or a spear.
Yeah, it's like you get one or the other.
So here's the thing: is that Gollum gets like, yes, Gollum has survived for forever, but he also gets trapped relatively easy. Like he gets got relatively easily.
Like he forgets where he is, and
that's because of Smeagol. That is not because of Gollum. That is because Smeagol, the personality of Smeagol started taking over and started trusting the Hobbit, so it became like more relaxed. Like that need to survive was diminished a little bit because he became like a pack creature. Like Smeagol started
but he got trapped by the people Shire Baggins, right?
Oh, by the Mordor people?
Oh, the Nazgul?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's reasonable. I think that's fair.
You feel like
fucking unkillable shadow demons show up to my door, like, you know what, you got this one.
You got this one.
I'm ready.
I'm good. Where are we going?
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gyro has a good point. You can just beat him with riddles.
But I don't think Eomer could. Bilbo could because Bilbo was really good at it. But I don't think Eomer could beat Gollum with riddles.
He's a big...
If it was a riddle thing, Gollum would definitely win.
That's fair. But it's a pit fight.
Exactly. It's like
pit fight.
All right. We have the tie-breaking vote in, so Eomer will get to move on.
Bye, Gollum.
Bye.
I hardly know you. I got a 17 for the next one.
Oh my god.
I got
a 7.
I got a
Where's
10.
the 10? Oh, there it is. 7, 10. Split teamwork.
All right. Guess it's Cucumber.
Go.
Okay, here's the deal, Legolas. I don't want him to win, but he would absolutely fucking win this. Because in the time that it would take Aragorn, and in my brain this is a bows fight, in the time that it would take Aragorn to even like knock one arrow, Legolas would already have 2 in his eyeballs and 1 in the back of his throat. Like, he wouldn't even stand a fucking chance. Even if he took the knives, they made him this fucking murder machine in the films, this cartoonish fucking snowboarding murder machine. And yeah, Aragorn is just he's so much more just grounded. He'll fight, he could stand his ground, but Legolas is too fucking fast and too dangerous with every kind of weapon. Yeah,
even if Aragorn had his sword, it's sure, Legolas shoots an arrow at you, you deflect it, but he already shot 3 more and got you with them. Plus, he's so light on his feet, it's by the time you get to him, he's already on the other side. Because nah, there's no match. Aragorn might be the better melee fighter, sword to sword, but I don't think Legolas would let that get there.
I have to say this again. Carrie, I say in this particular instance, we are all assuming they are willing participants, willing to kill each other for an audience.
Yeah, Mom.
This
Hi,
is
Mom.
consensual.
Consensual murder. Consensual murder.
Consensual murder. And this is what I think that they would just be to knock out, to surrender, right? Because if they were friends,
we're not going to murder.
To the yield.
Murder.
Murder. I want Legolas to take out Aragorn like the cave troll. And Aragorn's like, My like favorite beast sound.
I think Aragorn would definitely put up a really good fight. Like the way you described it, Cucumber, it was like, and Legolas would just like beat him hands down. I think that Aragorn would put up a really good fight. I think Aragorn's really scrappy.
Nope.
I do think that.
No. He
Yes.
wouldn't be able to draw his fucking sword. He'd be dead.
Yeah, he has to
I love
open two doors
Aragorn.
at a
I love him
time.
way
It's-
more than I love Legolas. I don't like Legolas, but he would win this.
Like
I like
the
both.
elf reflexes, the lightness of foot, like
Yeah.
these are all just elvish advantages that Aragorn doesn't have.
Yeah.
That just
think-
makes Legolas a better fighter.
I think book Aragorn, like if we're only taking into account book accounts, I believe that Aragorn could murder Legolas. But if we're taking in all iterations of these characters and including the films, they turned Legolas into a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's Hawkeye basically. Like there's just no way around it. You're dead.
You don't make it halfway through the pit by the time you're already down.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Cucumber. If it was just books, Aragorn would win.
Yeah, because he's got elf training and human training, and he's been around for 80 years, and he's still at the top of his game. But
Yeah.
you know, that Numenorian black dope.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not convinced.
Not
I'm
convinced.
not convinced.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's how it was
disagree.
about Aomer and Mary.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
Kanar says basically Hawkeye versus Tony Stark, but without any tech. Exactly.
Mm.
Oof.
Yeah.
But Aragorn is still pretty fast. Fast.
Yeah, but he's not Legolas fast. How often do you see him taking down an entire Oliphant and everybody on top in a matter of like 20 seconds? Again,
Right, so that's talking about a big thing, right? So like,
Uh-huh.
like you're talking about the cave troll, you're talking about the elephant, like
Uh-huh.
the big things. Like,
okay, let's talk about
Plus
when the
all
Fellowship
of the
breaks.
orcs around the elephant.
Yeah. Okay, so he shoots an orc with an arrow, pulls that out, stabs another orc with that arrow, knocks that same arrow again, and then shoots another and kills another orc. Like Aragorn can't do that shit.
And then
in
steals
the-
someone's shield and uses it as a surfboard down the stairs while he shoots and misses no target while on the move, trying to balance himself on a freaking shield that is not meant for like sliding down the stairs. So like the bump
Mhm.
and the waviness and everything doesn't miss a single target and still lands and uses the arrows as like daggers.
Yeah,
No.
I picture Legolas climbing Aragorn with all the
Yeah.
arrows that he stuck him through, and then he like cuts off one of his 30 belts, and then like just like the Oliphant, like swings around the side and just like lands while Aragorn's like.
And then he cuddles him and he's like, "I'm sorry, boo."
I'm sorry, baby.
Children says Legolas has also been fighting for longer. What is the whole he's an elf thing? What with the whole yeah, it's true. But he's a Mirkwood elf. They just get drunk. And the Hobbits, they just fucking sit around and drink wine until they pass out like every night. That's a Mirkwood elf. They're drunks. Just saying.
Just saying.
Arsenal Roy says it's more like Hawkeye versus Widow, and we saw how that fight went.
I love that scene. Let's fight to die.
All right,
2020.
7-1. Legolas gets to move on.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
13.
14.
Fuck you.
12.
This week I'm actually like excited about
6.
like debating these things. It's like, oh.
Cucumber.
Hmm?
Cucumber, you got 14, right?
I did.
All right, so
Where
you've
are we
got
at?
Gimli versus Boromir.
Versus Boromir. Ooh.
I know.
This is hard. This is hard. This is very difficult for me. It's like one is so resilient and one is such a killing machine. It just depends on who gives first. I imagine, man, Gimli's also been around longer, so I'm gonna go with the whole like life experience thing. So Gimli's a couple hundred years old at this point, I believe. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I usually know this. I don't know this right now.
You know all
Yeah.
the other stuff. Just
I do. So dwarves are long-lived.
Yeah. I think
He's a
you're right.
great fighter. He wins all the murder contests in Helm's Deep. He's tough as shit. Like he can take a hit and take a hit and take a hit. Like he gets like a head wound in Helm's Deep in the book, and then he's like fine in a week. Boromir, he's huge. He's strong. He also just doesn't give up. But I feel like an axe is going to cleave you more than a bunch of arrows will. So I have a feeling he'd lose blood faster and probably die faster.
I don't know.
That's the only reason I'm going Gimli.
They're like so close in skill. Like, I mean, Gimli's a killing machine, but like if you put them like hand in hand, I feel like it would be a really even battle.
Yeah.
And Gimli wins fast.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Boromir has that stamina that Gimli doesn't, that it's an even enough fight that if they were just like to like go until you drop, Gimli would drop first.
I also feel like Boromir has. There's the killing machine access, and I think that Boromir would take the. I always see him more as a tactician. Of like, I think that he would realize that about Gimli and about his opponent, and so I think he would like run around the pit, make Gimli run around, and like make him move around.
Use it to his advantage.
Right. I think that he would, even though Gimli has that life experience and just fighting experience in general, and is, oh my gosh, a killing machine, I think that he would rage and then sputter out, right?
Yeah.
If he didn't actually.
Yeah, like Boromir would just yell something about the elves being better, and Gimli would get so angry that he would get like red side and just like one track mind about something, and Boromir could easily use that to his advantage to like get in Gimli's head and just like fuck with him in a different way that he can outdo him. Because they're so evenly on the battle.
Thank you, Gyro Guy. Gimli was 262 years old. So Discanar says Gimli is just a tank and will keep going. Boromir took an arrow to the knee and ended his quest chain.
Oh.
Very good
I
point.
was a hero once. I took an arrow to the knee.
Deadly Nightshade. Hi, Connie. Thank you for the raid.
Hooray. Well, we're just in the second round of deciding who is the best Lord of the Rings pit fighter.
Yes. So vote either Gimli or Boromir.
My money is on Gimli.
And so
Yeah,
far,
I think
everyone else is.
I'm gonna do Boromir.
But I would convincingly convince other people to place bets on Boromir. Gimli
Like,
would
you could
win,
win.
and I would walk out rich as shit. Ovander says, I think Boromir has the agility advantage, which would come in key. Boromir is just a mindless orc or otherwise shitty fighter. He's smarter than Gimli's typical opponents. That is true. That is true. I'll give you that.
Yeah, like Corey was saying, he has the tactical skills that he can easily use against Gimli, because he's like, Gimli will kill whatever's coming at him, but I don't think Boromir will come at him. He will use it to be like, nah, dodge. Go on.
I got the clincher.
Uh-huh.
Boromir's got shit balance, and Gimli is grounded as fuck. That's all it's gonna take. Gimli will just knocks
True,
him over.
Gimli is grounded as fuck.
There is visual evidence of Boromir not being able to keep his feet, and Gimli does not do that. Plants
If
himself
Gimli
and
can
kicks
catch him.
ass. He'll catch
His
him. They
center
gotta
of
get close
gravity
enough.
is just so much sturdier.
Yeah. He's a dwarf. They're of the earth.
Yeah.
The middle
Sturdy.
earth.
Like, he
Middle
could
Earth.
just like run and headbutt Boromir and take him down. I think you're right. You're right.
Mhm.
And then
Like
just jump on him the way Merry and Pippin did. Except that he's a dwarf, so he's heavier, and he's like, eh. Yeah. I think you're right. Center of gravity is a big factor.
True.
Because once he's down, it's like you're not getting back up if he's on top of you.
Yeah. You get a
Oh,
big
yeah.
old battle axe
Said
in your
it.
chest.
Yeah.
Yup.
I think you're right.
Sunblight
I
says just
think
put a hole in the middle of the
agree.
pit. No one to toss him. I love John Rhys Davies. So
I know. He's so.
He's so good.
Just don't tell the elf.
I just wish they didn't make Gimli such a joke in the movies. That's my only gripe.
Yeah.
I love the casting, but they made him such a butt.
He's so good. Like, his acting was so good, but yeah, the writing did make him seem like a bit of a joke when he's really like this badass character.
And their friendship is so important.
Importante.
All right, Gimli, moving on. Last in the bracket,
Yeah, you
In
sold
the
me.
bracket, in the bracket.
we have
Why am I rolling my
Saruman
head?
Really?
versus Gandalf.
14.
I get
14.
7.
10.
Roll off. Me and Carla.
Go.
Somebody says, in the white corner, and in the other white corner.
Did you say 14?
Yeah.
I got 13. It's
Oh.
yours.
I have to go with Gandalf. Like,
But that's
as the
not...
moment you take the magic away, Saruman is the better wizard. Like, skill and tactics. Because he can, like, use his magic to manipulate and to, like, make you, like, kind of like your perception be twisted a little bit. But, or a lot of it. But, the moment you take the magic away, especially with the movie interpretation of both characters, Gandalf is more of a badass. I don't think I would ever see Saruman with a sword in his hand going face to face with an enemy. He relies so deeply on his magic because his whole persona is like, I am a wizard.
Mm.
I will use my magic to do what I want. And just his
His order.
dependency on the magic, I think, is his downfall. If he is to be stripped of that, it's like your whole power, your confidence is taken away because you're so reliant on that. Whereas Gandalf, he has sword skills. He has, like, fought hand in hand against a demon. It's like, okay, sorry, Saruman, no.
Yeah, and Arsenal Roy, like, this fight did happen, but it was with magic, and
Magic.
Saruman
Yeah.
is
And at
definitely...
that time, Saruman outranked him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. No, I think that absolutely Gandalf takes this. I think that Saruman is, again, with the whole Galadriel argument, right? I don't think that he moves very fast. I don't think he's used to moving very fast. I think that he's used to channeling his magic through his body, sure, but he's not used to running. I mean, right? Like Gandalf is in battles. He's not just using magic. Oh my God!
Is that a
what?
Hitler stash?
No, it's a John Waters stash. You calm
Oh.
yourself.
Okay.
He's trying it out.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
It's you're like the alternate Kermit, the evil Kermit.
Constantine? He had a
Constantine.
mole, not a
Can you touch
mustache.
that? Can you touch the top of your screen
What?
What?
with your hand? With your hand, top the touch of your screen with your hand.
No, get out of here. Fuck
There it
you.
is.
No, it's a John Waters mustache.
Oh, okay.
That was my left hand, by the way, so fuck everybody.
So yes, Discanar said Gandalf is used to fighting with weapons as well as magic, whereas Saruman is more magic based. Absolutely.
Yeah. 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 This is your fault, Carla.
I
You go
know.
off
This
the
is
air.
the last time I will be here. It's been nice knowing all of you. Thank you for having me.
You will be hearing from our lawyer that we cannot afford.
Okay, I can't afford one either, so we'll go hand in hand.
Ah, perfect.
Hooray!
Well, represent
Let's
you
fix
guys.
it on a pit fight. Hey.
Yay!
Hey!
Gandalf all the way.
Mhm.
Gandalf all the way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Saruman's smart, but like you said, he's a planner, not a doer.
No.
Mhm.
No.
What? Love You in the Murder of the Orient Express cucumber?
I haven't seen it. Either version. I never saw the original or the new one.
I didn't like the new version.
Soulcramp is right. Saruman is also a true dyed-in-the-wool coward. Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's why his allegiance shifts, because he's just like, well, I can't win. Gotta join the
Yep.
evil guy.
Yep. Like, hey, there's
Wow.
lots of power over there. I'll
Yeah.
just follow that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, he was a fucking Maiar. Like, what's he afraid of? You're the same species. That's him.
It's true.
Ooh.
All right. Gandalf moves on.
Mm.
Moving on. Moving on.
Moving on.
All right. We now have the second to last round. First off,
Uh-oh.
Eomer versus Legolas.
Well,
Yeah, I know, right?
11. I know.
This argument has already been
16.
made. 5.
I also got a 16.
Roll up.
For love, for love.
Well, that's me.
Yeah,
Oh, I got a 2.
Ooh, I got an 8.
Let's get a 1. Go 8, go.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, Legolas for sure. Aylmer.
Elmer.
He is
Mjolnir.
Meow, meow.
he would definitely lose because Legolas is just better than him in every way. What happened? What the fuck happened?
It's okay, Cucumber. I agree. I'm sorry. If Aragorn can't take on Legolas, Éomer definitely could not take on Legolas. For the same arguments that we made the last turn.
Yeah. Even if he had his horse, he'd be
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Because Legolas would like backwards flip up onto his horse and slit his throat, like the cartoon that he is.
I definitely think that Éomer is just not fast enough. He's just not fast enough for Legolas. You know, like on the horse, not on the horse. I think that on the horse he has potentially a better, like,
And his sadness slows him down.
yeah.
Sad boy.
Sadness. Legolas
Éomer is like
absolutely.
emo Aragorn.
Yes. Yeah. Which is
He's
impressive.
on a horse. He got
Aragorn
his
is already-
kloppies.
Close your eyes. Open your eyes. I'm on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
He's the Axe commercial guy. Oh my goodness. If he was the Axe commercial guy, I would lose it.
Who?
I would buy Axe. Carl Urban.
Oh yeah, but I'd want him to do it as Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Underrated movie, by the way. That was a
Totally.
great reboot.
Yeah.
So many reboots I just hate, and it was very different. It was beautifully shot. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's even said he wants to do it again. Like he's waiting for them. But
Mm-hmm.
Carl Urban has been in so many like just geeky films in general. Like he's a great actor.
Yep. even
And
even
he's
in
one of
Riddick
those
he was
actors
good.
that is really underrated.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people forget that he's in a lot of things, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that was Carl Urban.
Because he's a chameleon, man. He's
He's
really
like
fun. I love
the Maroon 5
character actors are my heroes. So I appreciate him a lot.
He
His
is
bones, man.
Maroon 5 is to music.
What?
He's
All
to
right.
acting what Maroon 5 is to music. Maroon 5 is the chameleon of bands.
I believe.
But unfortunately,
We'll leave you. I'll take your word.
yes, Carl Urban does not get to move on this round. Legolas has won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad but true.
Sad but true.
We now have-
What song is that? What?
Yeah.
We now have Gimli versus Gandalf.
7.
Fudge. 19.
16.
14.
Again, Cucumber.
All right. Goodbye, Gandalf.
Oh,
My Gandalf. Like he's old, but most of his best hits, if we're talking just staff or just sword, are generally sucker punches or with magical assist.
true.
I think that if they both know at this moment they're prepped for a fight, they're facing each other, Gimli is the better fighter, 100%. Yeah, I think he'd cut through the gray or the white robes at this point. Because Gandalf also does better when he's double armed. If he's got the staff and the sword, he's got those cool like 1-2 combos like on the top of Minas Tirith. But if he's only got one, Gimli's just gonna be stronger and less likely to miss because there's less range there. When you miss with that staff, you're wide open. You miss with that, it's the same thing, long sword. You miss with that, wide open. Gimli's just gonna close the gap and cut you open.
Take an axe to the knee.
No longer adventuring after that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the cool thing is
the
if he
killing
d-
machine.
If Gandalf dies, he'll just come back, so it's fine.
It's okay. No, I think that Gimli, he's the killing machine, right? I think that if Gandalf had magic to influence the fight, like I think it's a much closer fight. But just going off of, he just, I I think just by being at the disadvantage of Gandalf is not fighting with his primary weapon, which would be magic. That he's already at he's using his secondary weapons, whereas Gimli's using his primary weapon.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he's at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I would say he's had what, like 30, 50, no, like 50 years to get used to Glamdring at that point. So he'd still be pretty solid with that sword. And that staff he's had for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it doesn't compare to Gimli's fighting skills. And just like Gimli goes to battle. Gimli knows how to like fight tactically, how to like he will go for it and just like charge and like destroy. By the time Gandalf is like, all right, I'm gonna swing my sword, is like Gimli just like headbutted into you and like took you against the wall, like he has no breaks.
He's not a goat, but he's the goat.
He could be. Like his center of gravity is so strong that it's like I could take you down by ramming into you.
It sounds like Reinhardt.
All right. I think also easily Gimli gets to move on from this round.
Bye, Gandalf.
Oh, this last pairing makes me really happy.
Right?
This is so good.
Yeah, there's no way we could have planned that. But
I know.
it is exactly who would be at the very end.
I got a 16.
Legolas and Gimli.
That's right. They're friends though. I got a 5.
13.
Got a 15.
What'd you get, Cucumber?
I got a 16.
You again.
That's me. They would just hold hands, finally profess their love for each other, and run off into the sunset.
It's a tie.
Yep.
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
I like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I can imagine it'd be like one of those like really cool kung fu movies where they just keep clashing against each other and bouncing off and like sliding back 8 feet and like the dust is flying. They like look back at each other, do the little half smirk, like, huh. And then they go back in for another bout and they just keep doing that. They do it like 30 times. But when it comes down to it, I feel like Legolas would get a blade in on him before. I don't think that Legolas would use the bow on him. I think he would choose a sword so that he would give his friend a fair fight. But I still think Legolas would take him out. I think it would be like the good old samurai pass, right? That final blow after like 30 of those other ones. I think that they would just go and it's like cut to one's face, cut the other one's face. You don't know who it is, and then Gimli would like cough up a little bit of blood, and Legolas would hold him as he died.
No,
I love
definitely
you.
think
I've always loved you.
You are the best. I
Full
think
Cramp
that
says, he's going Hunger Games with it. I both try to eat poison berries and die together.
There you
fair
go.
enough.
That's my headcanon for this fight. But we still gotta pick a winner.
I think that Legolas pulls out just because I think that they are so evenly matched that then Legolas has just like he's an elf and so he has the stamina and he has like I think he outlasts him in that. Right?
Yeah, for me, it also comes down to stamina. It's like he just lasts longer. Like their fight would be even, but he can just keep going. Whereas Gimli's gonna get winded and just not be able to continue.
Oh, yeah. This has nothing to do with any fight ever, but I gotta talk about one thing in the Lord of the Rings that made me fucking angry. Because generally, okay, Lord of the Rings, the films that I love way more than the Hobbit films, because they got most of the movies right. But something Legolas specific. It's the whole like, oh, he's not going to get drunk thing. Fuck you. Because again, all Mirkwood elves do is get fucked up. Like that is the plot. That is how they escape the fucking prison in The Hobbit, is because all the Mirkwood elves get fucked up and pass out. So bullshit. I call it bullshit. His ass would have been under the table. Gimli would have won the drinking battle. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, I mean, could it just be that they need a lot more to get drunk? No?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Discanar says Gimli can take the hits, and if he hits, he is taking Lego out, but Lego will outpace him, so I think it would be a tie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like two samurai masters just bashing against each other for hours, but Legolas would eventually overcome him.
Yeah. Doesn't have anything to do with skill. He has the skill,
Mhm.
but he doesn't have the stamina.
Yeah. Elves don't have to sleep, man. Or at least meditate for 4 hours.
Done.
So how did elves lose anything ever? If we're like, well, if
They
they're
can still
dead-
die. Arrogance mostly is what leads to their deaths. Because if you live forever, you feel like you're immortal. You don't really think about them cutting you down. It doesn't happen often. They didn't go to war very often. They're just like, I'm gonna talk to the trees until they become fucking sentient. So like, they
Hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello. I'm gonna keep bugging you until you tell me to stop. Hello, hello.
Mom.
Mama, mom, mommy, mom, mama, mom.
What?
You're like, hey, you're sentient now! Yay!
We did it!
Yay! Good job, us.
This kind of says the tank versus DPS fight. Go other way. I agree, but you're all the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
voting on it. I don't have to. Have fun. You tell us. Soulcram says elf privilege killed the elves. Exactly. They're like the Jedi. They are hubris.
They're hubris.
All right. I think we have a fairly definitive count there, which Legolas gets to be our champion pit fighter.
Mhm.
Legolas, he's so pretty.
He's also a pirate.
He's also a pirate.
A pirate elf.
Okay. Well, there you have it, everyone. Thank you very, very much for voting and letting us decide who was the best pit fighter. And now I will open up the master debater.
Da-na-na-na.
Oh,
What?
I have to continually figure out what word will allow me to put it in the chat.
It
It
let
doesn't
you do
like
the French one
master
anymore?
debater.
No?
Aw, the French one was nice. I liked the French
I'm
one.
gonna try a different spelling of it. No? No?
Use an @ sign for the A.
Oh.
Like a master, the at sign.
That did it.
Hey.
Weirdest spelling ever.
I love that so much.
Oh no.
This looks like a French cyberpunk band.
It is. It is a
So,
French cyberpunk band
you
now.
can, you can use your channel points to vote as many times as you want. I think more on desktop than you can on mobile for your channel points. But yeah, so vote constantly for whoever you want to be the top winner. Right now we have Corey in the lead.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yay!
Start thinking.
So
Yeah.
when who did you both read, or did everyone read books first, movies first? What was your
Books
introduction?
first. So, books first. I read The Hobbit when I was very young. I read Lord of the Rings kind of like one book before each film as those were coming out.
Yeah.
And then I read them several times after that.
Mhm.
But so it was a weird mishmash in my head. Sometimes I get bits confused because I was taking in the information at roughly the same time. But because of that, the comparisons are very fresh in my brain most of the time. Highly recommend. Everyone should read Lord of the Rings at least once in their lifetime, same as everyone should read Dune at least once in their lifetime. I feel that's required.
Mhm.
I feel
And
like
Discworld. Everyone should read Discworld.
And Discworld will just make you a better person and happier. Guarantee. It's like medication.
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
I feel like the books, I need to just sit down and give them the attention that they deserve, right? But I feel like I'm gonna get lost in the weeds of it, you know? Just
For which
be like the Lord of the Rings books, like it just be like I'm gonna get lost in the weeds of like who is related to what and this and that, like.
There's pages for that. So if you get stuck, and here's the thing, this happened to me when I read like Game of Thrones for the first time. I didn't realize that they had like the family trees in the back of the book, so I kept forgetting who people were. But Lord of the Rings also has that, like in the appendices, it says who's related to who, what era they lived in, and all that good shit. But the nice thing is, the cool thing is if you have the movie knowledge and you go in to read the books, it's
It
not
makes
that
it a lot
challenging.
easier.
It's a lot easier because like you already know who everybody is, so you don't have to remember who they are. Plus, you get all the beautiful songs and stuff that are pulled from the film. Like you get all the poetry and the language. The dude is flowery as fuck. Like it's
Mhm.
gorgeous. The way he talks about a tree transports you there better than any movie could.
Yeah.
These
Just
are great
saying.
books to like go sit in a park, just in the quiet, feel the breeze on your face, because that's how the book makes you feel. Like, I got so sucked into these books that I felt like there are some of the books that have really made me feel the story. Cucumber is you
Yeah, what's up? Oh, fuck.
So close.
By like
So close.
11 votes.
by 11 votes.
Yay! I have to think of something again. I thought I was free.
Never.
Okay. I want it to be stupid. I want it to
Not
be
the
real
stupid. Do you want the ideas or do you not want ideas?
Mm.
Give me something to rip off of.
Mm.
I feel like we should have all started brainstorming.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, what will also help you, Corey, is when you read Lord of the Rings, don't think of it as 3 books. Think of it as 7 books, because it is 7 books that was forcibly broken into 3 volumes by the publisher. So that's why Two Towers feels so slow when you treat it as 3 books, because it's like the middle of a couple of other things. It's fucking weird. 7 smaller books, 3 volumes, but really it was meant to be 1 giant volume with 7 books inside.
Okay.
Somewhere there is a copy that has separate bindings for each of the 7 books, and I want it so bad, but it's so expensive. I don't know.
Is it? Okay.
Disney princesses. Effective superhero
Yeah.
outfits.
Most
Cutest
practical
NFL uniforms.
superhero outfit.
Mm.
Who would make a better emotional support animal?
Discanar, what's this part about? So we are, so whoever wins, in this case it was me, thank you everybody. So if you feel like someone debated the best, then you can choose your channel points, and then they have to pick the topic of next week. So I picked this week's as well. But I like to keep them silly, so that instead of arguing like who's the best character, which we found out a little tired, I think it's more like you take those characters and you put them in a dumb situation and argue about that thing that's over there instead of them as characters. Ooh, I like that. Best sword. I'm taking that. Oh, I don't want best. I don't want best. Never mind. I don't want best. But thank you. That was a good one.
Like weirdest weapon, most effective weapon, least effective weapon, silliest weapon.
The singing.
No, this is in English. So for instance, one we did earlier was which Justice League member would take you on the best first date. That kind of stupid.
Yes. We also did which
Look at
doctor
the nerd
would be
wall
the
and get
best
some inspiration.
babysitter. That was good.
What is the dumbest thing in Batman's utility belt?
Okay. Okay.
Not
Shark
arguing
repellent.
We're not going to argue for the best. We're going to argue for the dumbest thing. So we're going to scour the internet and find the stupidest shit Batman's ever pulled out of his utility belt, and we're going to argue about which one is the worst,
All
the
right.
dumbest,
Okay.
the most ill-advised. Yes,
The most why.
but is it shark repellent sunblighter? Because that came in handy as shit, didn't it? So tune in
did.
next week so we can
To
yell
find
about
out.
shark repellent. Repellent.
Repellent.
Is it bat shark
Repellent.
repellent?
Bat shark repellent.
It is bat shark
Shark
repellent.
repellent spray. Everything's bat.
Yeah.
Bat-
So
bat
bat
spray.
shark.
Oh, Vander says, or the most embarrassing thing in the utility belt to be taken down by. Okay, wait, actually, you know what, chat? I'm gonna let you choose. I
I
have
like
2
that.
ideas. The dumbest Superman power or the dumbest thing in Batman's utility belt. Because Superman has a shit ton of powers that they never use. Like super ventriloquism
What?
and the ability to split himself, or the ability to have a tiny version of himself go and fly around, or, you know, like the making out amnesia shit. Like, he's so
I don't know half of these things.
We have to have
Exactly.
Chunk. So one, if we're doing that, we have to have Chunk on.
That's true. We'll hold off on that one. We'll do utility belt. We'll do utility belt.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Kenny says credit card. You're right. Never leave the Batcave without it.
Perfect.
Great.
And if you have things to throw in the hat for that, make sure you join the join our Discord. Go to the Roll for Initiative thread and drop down things and cite your examples. Don't just make up shit that Batman has, because there's a lot of stupid that you won't believe is real. But make sure that we can find it and double check that it's real. And the credit card counts because it was a commercial. Oh no, it was in the fucking movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the commercial. It was both. Fuck, that's stupid.
Huh?
There it is. I think we found a winner.
No, but he's rich as shit. A credit card is a good thing for him to have.
Not an
Anyway,
utility
we'll yell about it
bill.
next week. We'll yell about it next week.
That's not this week. It's next week.
Next week.
All right. We will be back later for Trash Your Piece Theater. So you can donate some funds to make us do funny accents and impressions and make us sing the lines of the show. What's the shows this week, Cucumber?
Oh, tonight, there's only going to be one. We're going to do 1984, or a radio dramatization of 1984.
Ooh, okay, cool.
It'll be fun.
All right.
Fun.
So yeah, we're gonna raid.
It should come in about an hour, so it'll be a shorter night, but you know how that goes. It'll probably be pushed to like an hour and a half, too.
Cool.
Nice. So we are gonna raid Not Great RPG. They're playing some D&D right now.
Huzzah.
All right. So thank you all
Thanks for
very
joining
much
us.
for
Thank
helping us
you.
decide who the best pit fighter was.
Yeah.
And have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye. Stupid hand disappeared. Stupid. Bye.